Yeah, anyway, I was still talking about this children in need shit. Isn't it scarier than Halloween? Isn't that children in need scarier than Halloween, right? The world is full of millionaires and billionaires, isn't it? These computer people, whatever. I think they've got the money. And yet you still beg on children. I'm not Terry Wogan, for fuck's sake. I'm not fucking Terry Wogan. I think children in need is actually sick in the fucking head. I think children in need, I think any charity is sick in the fucking head. Any charity is sick in the head. Oh, we need your money so that this little children doesn't die. What? Well, obviously you got money to print these leaflets in the first place. You must have money to be able to print leaflets and shit like that in the first place. Or set up your charities in the first place. You need money to do it, don't you? And they keep doing this charity shit. You know, look at this poor little doggy. Oh, look at this poor little doggy with a wounded paw. Oh, come on, give me £5 a month, please. Oh, come on, you've seen it. Give me £5 a month so I can put a little plaster on this little doggy's paw. Oh, come on, look at this doggy. Oh, come on. This is charity leaflets you get through your door, isn't it? You know the charity leaflets? How about my cat fell out of the window 9 floors up and broke his fucking back? Do I get charity for that? Because my pussycat jumped in the fucking fat, got his fur fucked. The next thing he jumps out the fucking window, you know. Ow! He did, actually. Jump in the fat. And I had to wash him. And I washed my cat and he wouldn't talk to me. Because I had to wash... A true story about my cat, about Merlin. You believe it or not, because Merlin had a bit of a skin problem. It looked like that. I had to pull out his fur because it got tangled with fat. Because that silly little cat, luckily the oven wasn't on, he jumped into the fat fryer, jumping around the kitchen, and he got into the fat fryer, into the sauce, literally, saucepan, and he covered himself with fat. He literally covered himself with fat. And I had to wash the cat in the sink. And he wouldn't talk to me for weeks. He really wouldn't talk to me. And it was a very... And that's why I had to pull out... There was sticky stuff and shit. And I had to wash him and stuff. And oh, God, it was a nightmare. And then it was a really hot day once I got him cleaned. And he ended up jumping out the window anyway, believe it or not. Anyway, I'm not talking about it. I'm talking this children in need shit. It's a bit sick when millionaires beg on poor people. Because it's celebrities who are doing this children in need, isn't it? Isn't it? Every year you get this children in need on... I don't watch it, but I know about it. Right, every year you get this thing called children in need on your televisions. And you get... and all these celebrities go on television doing some stupid thing. Or I don't know what they fucking do. I don't really want to know, thanks. It looks really boring, really crap. And you go out to your supermarket and you buy a Pugsy costume. Now, where do you think these Pugsy costumes were made? Do you think they were sort of like made by working people in Basingstoke, or do you think they were probably made in Singapore or China or wherever, where people don't get paid any money for doing it, so they get a little profit? How about if these people who do children in need, if they spent all the money that they made for the commercial selling Pugsy out, instead of selling Pugsy outfits, instead of selling Pugsy outfits in the supermarket, instead of sort of selling this children need Pugsy outfits in the supermarket and all that shit, yeah? How about you gave that money to the poor people? The amount of money you spend on marketing this children in need, how about if you spent that money on looking after the children? Instead of doing all this Pugsy costume, spending all that money at the BBC, instead of the BBC spending all this money on this charity, the Children Need charity, with all these actors getting, I bet you they all get paid for it. I bet you anything you like. These celebrities on Children Need and stuff, and I bet you anything you like. If that amount of money that they spend producing Children Need, if that was given to the poor people, you would not need any charity. I swear to God. If you spent the amount of money you do, the amount of money the BBC spends on children in need every year, you've seen it. BBC Children Need every year, right? They spend all this fucking millions of pounds doing this children in need. What about if they gave that money that they spend on children in need, or they spend on these stupid costumes or whatever? How about if they gave all that money directly to the people, to the poor people? If they gave all that money directly to the poor people, you would not need charity, would you? You would not need charity if the BBC spent that amount of money that they spend on children in need. If they spent the amount of money that they spent on children in need on the children, you would not need children in need, because the money that you had spent on children in need could have been spent on looking after the little poor children. Oh look, I've got £1 million camera, £500,000 camera to film children in need and get pugs, that's going to cost a few quid. And you get the actual that's going to cost, and this and that. I'm saying, instead of doing children in need, give all the money to the fucking children in the first place. If you gave all the fucking money to the poor people in the bloody first place, you would not need children in need, would you? Because there would be no needy children in Britain, because it's a very small country. And instead of doing children in need, give all the money to the poor people that you spend on children in need. How much money do you spend on producing the TV shows on children in need? Or the BBC, how much money do you spend on children in need? You know, how much money do you spend on a television licence? And look at the amount of crap you're watching on your television. And you spend all that money on your television licence, you have to watch a piece of fucking shit. Jesus Christ. If you're poor, why do you buy lottery tickets? Oh, I'm very poor, I've got disabled. How are you disabled? I can't be bothered to walk to the shop. What? Well, I get tired because when I'm walking, because my legs ache. Well, do you walk a lot? No, I don't walk at all. What, you don't walk at all? No, I can't be bothered going anywhere. Not walking at all. I see. And you get disablement benefit? Yeah, I get disablement benefit because I can't walk very far, because I can't. My legs ache after 10 minutes because I'm so used to sitting down all the bloody time doing nothing. I see. So I've got to give you disablement benefit because you can't be bothered to walk. This country's in a bit of a pickle, innit? Things are going wrong, innit? Fucking hell, man. You lazy bunch of wankers. I'm a postman, I'm allowed to say it. On holiday this week. I see so many people walking in the streets of England, of Hatfield for instance, doing nothing with their lives. Well, I know them quite well because they keep coming up to me and say, Bill, can I have a quid? I know all the poor people in Hatfield, really. Well, I know a lot of the poor people in Hatfield. Because they keep coming up to me every day saying, Bill, can I have a quid? In fact, the insulting thing is when they say, can I borrow a quid? And saying, oh, why, are you going to pay it back? When are you going to do any work? When are you going to do anything useful with your life? I see so many people just wasting their fucking time, wasting their fucking life. And that's only in Hatfield, for fuck's sake. Sitting there doing nothing all their life. That's all. Let's go and get some more disabled benefit because we can't move because we never do nothing. Shit. You remind me of Stephen Hawkins with a headache. You know what I mean? But I mean, you go and buy these Pugsy outfits with your fucking unemployment benefit or whatever you're surviving on, you know? You can't be bothered to get a job because the wife's pregnant again and council pays 100 quid a week for the fucking roof over your head, doesn't it? Why didn't the Polish came here in the first place? Because the council paid for it. Except I got to work, so I got to pay for it. You know, there's something wrong here, man. You know? Anyway, yeah. So I'm going to carry on with my story now. I was going to say something else, was I? No. 9 minutes, 10 minutes. Oh, that'll do. I can't think of anything else to say. I'm just saying, I wish you'd walk. I wish, when you're living in England, I don't care if you've got your own shops. Yeah, by all means have your own shops. They were empty anyway. You know, and Hatfield's a bit of a shithole. Pound shops, Polish shops, charity shops, pound shops, Polish shops, charity shops, Polish shop, charity. It's not like England anymore, is it? It's like fucking living in Warsaw. I thought you came to England to get away. But then, yeah, you didn't. I might move to Poland when I'm old. I don't know. Might be quite cheap. I've heard a few stories about that. But anyway, yeah. I don't know. What I'm saying is I want to live in England, right? And I think we should all talk the same language in the street. It would be only fair for us who are born here. Because everyone, if we all talk one, in your own home, you know, with your own friends or whatever, talk your own language, yeah? When you're at home, in your own house, you talk your own language. But as a politeness, I'm just saying, as a politeness,